the woman sent her husband to the bottom of the well. When he was pulled up, he had turned into a bucket of gold. The two sisters were confused by this, but they suddenly noticed a note inside the bucket. It read, "If you want more gold, send a living creature down again." The sisters looked over at a nearby hen and decided to send it down the well. When the hen was pulled up by the rope, it had transformed into a jar full of gold. Another note appeared, this one saying, "Continue." In their desire for more gold, the sisters looked over at a nearby drunk and came up with an evil idea. Soon, they pulled up hundreds of pounds of gold from the well. To earn even more, they went to the sheriff and demanded that he send them a corpse every day in exchange for gold. The sheriff immediately agreed and had one of his men deliver a body to the sisters that afternoon. However, the sheriff was curious and asked what they needed the bodies for. The sisters ordered him to shut up and not ask so many questions. Determined to get even more gold, the sheriff began searching for corpses every day. When he couldn't find one, he would go out and kill a homeless man to meet their demands. Blinded by greed, the sheriff decided one night to sneak into the women's house. Seeing the room full of gold, he thought to himself that he could take it all for himself. But just as the argument began, a bolt of lightning suddenly struck the sky and the door to the room swung open. A monster appeared in front of them. The sheriff's men tried to check it out, but they were immediately turned to ash by the creature. The monster left a message on the wall, "Continue sending things down the well." At this point, the sisters had no choice but to confess everything to the sheriff. The greedy sheriff came up with an evil plan. He gathered all the villagers for a party, then secretly sabotaged the power lines. The sharp steel wires instantly sliced all the villagers in half at the waist. With this, the sheriff claimed all the gold for himself. But would everything go as he planned? One day, a group of young people came to visit the village. They walked into an abandoned house and suddenly noticed something behind the curtains. One of the men approached to take a look, and out popped an old man with white hair. It turned out he was the sheriff. After he obtained the gold, he hadn't expected that the entire village would be turned into monsters, trapping him in the village. The monsters were attracted to the young people, and the sheriff warned them not to move, or the monsters would kill them. But then, the sheriff sneezed, and the monsters instantly killed him. The young people, terrified, stood frozen, not daring to move, and they waited until morning. In the end, none of the greedy ones ever got the gold.